What's going on? Getting ready to do an oil change here on a 2019 Volkswagen Jetta 1.4 turbo. That's the Mark 7 Jetta. Under the hood, sticker tells you the oil spec is VW 508 0W20. Pretty difficult to find anything in stock at 0W20 spec'd for the VW 508. I called around, went to several local shops, and there are a couple manufacturers I've found who make that spec. Nothing that I could find in stock. It all would have had to been ordered. So I ended up going to the VW dealership, got 5 quarts of this stuff here. Cost me about $7.70 a quart. Additionally, based on research I've read online, you're supposed to replace the drain plug with the first oil change and at least replace the crush washer every oil change thereafter. That was $3, so it's a 3/4 inch bolt. You're gonna use either a socket or a wrench. I have a ratcheting wrench, so we'll see which one's more convenient once we get down there. You're also going to need to remove the splash guard that's down there. To do that, you're going to need a T25. You're also going to need a T45. Also got myself some gloves and basic oil drain stuff. To get the filter off, you're going to need a filter wrench attachment. I don't have anything specific that I could find, but I do have this one for my Harley Davidson, and I believe that they're both 76 millimeter filters, so we'll see what happens. Alright, let's get under there and take a look. Alright, so looking at it from underneath, I've got the vehicle up on these ramps here. You can use a jack if that's what you got, or if that's what you prefer. I think ramps are much more convenient and worth the cost of the investment, so that's how I've got her up here. Do whatever you feels best. To start, we're going to need to remove this cover, and what it looks like I'm seeing down here is 3 T45, 1, 2, and 3. Once you get those off, you've got, sorry about the late afternoon sun here shining into the camera, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. On the one side, you've got one here up front and center. I don't think that these over here need to come out, or the furthest outside ones, just based on looking at it, but this one right here in the center, I'm pretty sure that one needs to come out. And then on the driver's side, you've got 1, 2, looks like 3. I'm thinking that's it. So 8 T25, 3 T45, and that should get this splash guard off. And once I get that removed, we'll get started on the next step. Okay, couldn't really get a good angle from underneath, so I'm just going to show you guys what this cover looks like once you pull it down here and confirm what you need to do to get it off. So I was correct. These 3 holes back here, which are the rearmost, are T45 Torx screws. They do have a little bit of blue Loctite on them. Then on your passenger side, you have 4 T25 screws along that side. You've got 3 T25 screws on the driver's side. You have 1 comes up from the bottom through this clip here in the middle. Once you get all those screws off, the front is still going to be hanging on, clipped in by these here. They're alternating up underneath the lip of the bumper. You'll see what I'm talking about if you get underneath it yourself. These two Two thicker ones have little tabs indented. I'll show you. So that right there, there's one on both sides, one right there. Those are set into two little holes in there, so you're gonna have to pop them out of those holes to fully get this thing removed. Not gonna lie, it did take me a good minute or so to get that driver's side one unclipped. It shouldn't be too complicated, but gotta struggle with everything. So let's move on. Alright, coming back in from underneath. Take a look what we got here. Right up front, easy to access, is the oil filter there. VW AG. This is the OE oil filter. This is, like I said, my first oil change. So, yep, right there smack dab up in the center. And my hunch was correct. My Harley Davidson oil filter wrench is going to work. It fits right on there, nice and snug. Additionally, right here at the back of the black oil pan here is the drain plug. And as I mentioned, it is 3/4. So again, pretty easy to access, nothing really blocking the way. So socket, ratcheting wrench, whatever you got handy, it's gonna work. So gonna get started draining this oil and check back in with you after that. Alright, yeah, sorry I didn't get any action shots here of removing the drain plug or the filter, but I'll explain why. My wife's vehicle is a 17 Toyota Highlander, and when you pull the plug on that, it doesn't start leaking oil until about the very last thread. So you get minimal oil on your hands or on your tools when you're pulling that thing off. This, basically, as soon as I cracked the drain plug there, it started weeping oil, and maybe 1 or 2 turns into pulling it off, it started a pretty steady stream. So suffice to say, I got plenty of oil all over my hands pulling that drain plug out. There's not really much you can do about it, and I just didn't really want to get oil all over my phone or have to switch gloves to start filming again. So sorry about that, but yeah, got the drain plug bolt moved there, and up front here got the filter off, contrasting the immediate oil coming out of the drain plug with the filter here. Pretty easy. Started cracking it open. I did have to use my breaker bar. That thing was on there snug. Once I got it off, started unthreading it. It started a clean, steady stream straight into my pan. I've had vehicles in the past where there was no clean way of removing the oil filter, but this was pretty nice in comparison. You know, got it a few turns off and just started pouring straight down into the bucket. So that was nice. I'm gonna reinstall the new drain plug here, and we'll go from there. Here's a quick comparison here of the drain plugs. Not sure why it calls to replace it when you do an oil change. The one on the left is the one that came out of it. It's the one that's been in it since I bought it. And the one on the right here is the new one that I got at the parts counter today. The washer doesn't look like it was crushed or ruined at all. But I mean, it was $3 for a new bolt, so maybe they're making millions, $3 at a time. But I do find it interesting that the one that comes in the car is painted black. I thought that was oil at first, but I wiped it all clean, and It's black paint all around, whereas the one that I got from the parts counter is just clean steel. Interesting. Alright, well, I'm gonna hop back underneath the car and install that new one and the new oil filter, and moving on. Alright, got the drain plug back in and throwing the new filter on now. I put a little bit of oil in the filter and a slight film around the gasket there. Normally you're supposed to, you know, partially fill up the filter before you put it on. That's the conventional wisdom I've always heard, but based on how this is installed, it's really not feasible to do that. You're just gonna spill it all over the place, so that's probably what you're gonna see here. I only put a few drops in there, but it's gonna come out. What's interesting is that this oil is green. I was not expecting green motor oil when I opened up the quart to put it in here. I went ahead and replaced the OE with a K&N here. Never had any problems with K&N before, and I'm not, you know, not using K&N because race car or anything like that. I just think it's convenient to have that extra little nut there on the end if you have any troubles getting your filter off. But based on how easy this access is to this filter, it's probably not going to matter what type of filter you use as far as the, you know, install and uninstall goes. If you have a brand preference or anything along those lines, you know, use what you feel. But I'm gonna get this thing snugged down here, and we'll start putting the oil in. Okay, got the filter on down below, got the cap removed, and you know, of course, always got to be something a little complicated. Thanks to our German engineering here, there's a big old chunk of metal in the oil fill cap that prevents you from leaving a funnel in there easily. So as with most of this video, I'm just gonna have to do it, and you're gonna have to take my word for it, because I can't hold the phone and the funnel and the oil all at the same time. So catch you on the other side. Got most of the first quart in there. Just wanted to add a little bit here now that the first quart's mostly empty, just to show you guys this green oil. I was kind of surprised to see it. I'm sure other people have seen it. It's a first for me. Just thought it was kind of neat, so get in here at this awkward angle. Hopefully you can see it. I'm kind of losing the evening light here, but you should be able to. Yeah, there you go. It's green. Weird. I wonder if it's mint flavored. Just kidding. Alright, I'm going to put the rest in and talk later. Alright, well, once again, I didn't take video of myself underneath there putting that splash guard back on because there's not a whole lot of room, and once again running out of daylight, so just wanted to move things along. Got it back installed. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Do the opposite of what you did to take it out. Slide the clips in the front first, then put those T45s in the back. That'll get it held up. Once you got the T45 snugged up, put in the 8, what was it, 25s, the 8 T25. So got all the oil added, filter on, drain plug back on, and the splash guard reinstalled. So let's see if this remote start works. I'm not sure if it's going to work with the hood up or not, so we're going to find out. Yep, womp womp. Looks like that's not going to work. Let me go fire this thing up. Alright, fired her up from the inside. Everything sounds good. Nothing sounds like it's about to blow up. So, everything's good to go. Quick little recap. It's a standard oil change. Gotta do what you're supposed to do. Just wanted to make this video to help everybody out. There wasn't a whole lot of information online as far as what kind of tools were going to be necessary to get the oil change done. That's the reason I made this video. So you know, if I messed anything up, misspoke, I apologize. You know, correct me down in the comments below. And if this video was helpful for you, maybe drop a like. I don't know if I'll be making any more how-to videos. This was probably a one-time thing, but who knows? If you have any questions as well, go ahead and drop those down in the comments and I'll see if I can help you out. Catch you next time. Peace. Just kidding. Wanted to add one more thing, how to reset the oil change service due reminder. On your screen, navigate to the range, hold the OK button for approximately 4 seconds. Should pop up a new menu when you let it go. Go ahead and select service, that's your reminders. Go ahead and reset oil change service. Okay, service interval was reset. Reset trip. I guess it's not going to let me do that. Well, don't change your clock like I just did, but that's how you do it. Yeah, that's going to be the end of the video for real this time. Thanks.